Painting with a Purpose fans, I have had several requests for some ballet shoes or some sort of dance picture. So that's what this is going to be. And we're going to do a darker blue background with some pretty pink ballet shoes. So what you're going to need, I've got a couple different shades of blue to start. A little bit brighter, and this is called a dark blue. We're going to start with the white, and we're going to do a white circle kind of bottom center of your canvas. And I'm sure you can't really see it. It just kind of shows up kind of shiny, but kind of the bottom center. Mine's a little offset, so I'm going to make it a little bigger so that it's more centered. And I can actually make it more centered as I'm filling in with the blue. But you're going to do your white circle bottom center first. No need to wipe or wash your brush. You're just going to come in with this is that dark blue. And we're just going to go in a circular motion around our white circle. Alright, so my circle is a little off center. I'm going to kind of come in on this side a little bit more with my blue. Kind of round my circle up. Alright, now what I'm going to do is just going to wipe this blue off pretty good. And I'm going to come back in with white. And along this edge, I'm going to run my brush. So I have white paint on it. And I'm going to wipe it again. And I'm going to come in a little bit further with my white paint. And yeah, there's a little bit of blue, but not a lot. Now I'm going to take this other shade of blue. It's a little bit brighter. You'll see it when we get it on the canvas. And I'm going to do some bright blue kind of right in here in the middle. I'm actually gonna lighten this up a little bit through here. I'm going to wipe my brush. I'm going to add just a little bit more of that bright blue through here. And it's okay if your circle ends up being a little offset like mine. We're actually going to put like a shadow of a dancer down here. So if it's offset, it might work out a little better. All right, now that we've added that bright blue, I'm going to come in one more time with some white just along that edge, just to kind of make that a little more faded, a little more gradual. Now, I want this back to be a little bit darker. So I'm going to take just a tiny bit of black with the blue. So I put black on here first. You can kind of see it. And then I overlaid it with the blue, the first blue that we're going to use. And I'm just going to go and darken this up. If it's too dark, just come on in with that blue. Now I don't want such a harsh line in between here, so I'm going to wipe my brush and I'm going to come in with that regular blue and I'm going to go right kind of over the top of that. Wipe my brush, fade it out again. Now I'm going to come in with that bright blue and I'm going to go right over the top of that line. And I'm going to pull that into the darker color. And really, you could make your background any color that you want. It does not have to be blue like this. If you're trying to match a little girl's bedroom, you could do purple. All right. Now, with a clean 2-inch brush, I'm going to come back in and just smooth all that out. I'm going to wipe it off really good. Rinse it if you have water. And then I'm going to come in with the light this way and just kind of smooth that all out. All right, now once this dries, we will be ready for our shoes. All right, I just realized that it was not recording. So now that my background is dry, we're gonna mix up a skin tone color. So it's white, a little bit of brown, and a little bit of light pink. So mix that color up and you'll get like this skin tone color. You can also give your dancer like white tights or suntan tights, a little bit darker than skin color. It's completely up to you as to what color you want her tights to be. But what I did was I took my medium round brush, and up here is going to be a tutu, so I didn't go all the way to the top of the canvas, but I just started on the right hand side and I just drew a line kind of almost straight down. It kind of angles in just a smidge where the ankle's going to hit, and then it just curves out. And this is her shoe, which we will paint later. We're just going to fill it all in. So this is like the giant U. And then this is her other half of her leg, the other side of her leg. And it comes down at an angle and it gets narrower because her ankle is right here and your ankle is narrower. And then on this left hand side, you start at the same point that this line is. And you kind of angle out the opposite way. And then where this ankle is, because this is like the front of the foot and this is the side of the foot, it kind of bumps out and then does a deep curve in and then goes back out where the heel of her shoe is. And then it kind of curves back in where that arch of her shoe is, and then curves on down and around. And it just kind of comes straight down to that toe. So she's on her toes in toe shoes. One foot is front, the other foot is sideways and behind. Now you're just going to take your medium round brush and fill that in. Alright, now take some of that tan color and you're going to add just a little bit more brown to it. You want it a shade or two darker. We're going to add a little bit of a shadow. So just taking that color that you just used and make it a little bit darker. If you did white tights, you're going to shade it with just a smidge of blue. Just a little bit of blue if you did plain white tights. But if you did a skin tone, you're just going to add a little bit more brown to make it the next skin tone up. And we're going to use our, I just dropped my paint. Okay, and we're going to use our small round brush, the same one that we used to draw with. And we're going to add a line of shadow all the way down here. And this is just that darker color, but we gotta cast a shadow where that leg crosses in front of the other leg. Alright, so can you guys see that it's just really slightly different color? All right, when this dries, we will add the shoes. All right, I'm pretty sure that my legs are dry. You're gonna wanna rinse that tan color off your brushes, both of them, your medium and your small, and we are going to do the ballet shoes. So this one down here, it just kind of runs along the side. It doesn't go all the way to the ankle. It stops just about right here. And you're just gonna follow that line all the way down. And then on this side, it comes up about the same height. And then the toe of it curves. Might make it a little bit more shoot. Okay. And we're just gonna fill all of this part in pink. And you may have to do 2 coats, so after this dries, you may have to come in and do a second pink coat if you want it really darker. But you have to let it completely dry first. All right, here comes the fun part, the straps of the shoe. So this first strap starts over here and it kind of curves up just like so. And it's a pretty wide strap. It might come up just a little bit more because it's a pretty wide strap. Make sure you stay inside those lines. That tan leg that you did. Then you've got a thinner strap that kind of crosses down here. And then you have your ankle strap that comes right across here. Again, I'm using my small round brush. All right, one shoe finished. Let's do the second one. So this one, remember, is a side profile. So it comes off of the heel, comes all the way down the heel. So go ahead and follow that back line of your foot. And it comes down. And across. And kind of curves up down here. And then just fill that in. All right, now for the straps. This one only has 2 straps and they're both pretty wide. One comes up and across, almost in that same line as this big strap. And then you have the ankle strap that comes just before the bend and then just after. And again, we can do a second coat of the shoes once they are dry, and it'll kind of cover up that skin color a little bit better. All right, the tutu, that's the best part. And you're gonna use the pink and the white. And you wanna use your medium size round brush. And we're gonna start with the pink just to get a guideline of maybe where our tutu's gonna hit. But this whole top part is gonna be your tutu. So it's gonna fill in here, and it's gonna come across about right here. It's a long ballerina tutu. And when you come, you kind of come from the center and curve out. And your medium round brush, you're just gonna make and layer those lines. So we're gonna start with pink. All right, now we're gonna go, you don't need to wipe your brush or anything or wash it. We're gonna go into the pink, and we're gonna add some pink in, or some white in here, I'm sorry. All right, now don't wipe the white off. Go back into the pink and add another layer of pink. And as we layer the paint, it's gonna cover that blue. All right, now that we have our beautiful tutu, go ahead and rinse your brushes. My feet are almost dry, so just a few more minutes, and when they are dry, we'll do a second coat. Okay, now that our shoes are dry, let's go ahead and do a second coat with the pink, and I'm just using my small round brush. All right, now if you have those rhinestones that were listed in the description, now is when we're going to use them. All right, so I had several different sizes of rhinestones. I'm going to use the bigger ones for the shoes and the smaller ones for the tutu. Any glue, Elmer's glue, craft glue, and it's going to be best if you kind of do this flat. So I'm going to kind of hold it up a little bit, and I'm going to put 4 dots of glue. 1, actually I think I'm just going to do 3, and then 3 here. And then I'm going to stick my rhinestones right on those dots of blue. Can you see that? This is really kind of hard to do. If I set it like this, they might slide, but we'll try. So if you lick your finger and pick up the rhinestone, it kind of sticks. And then I'm just going to do some glue dots throughout the skirt. And if you don't have any rhinestones, you don't have to do this part. Don't feel like you have to run out and buy some. You don't. You can use dots of white paint. You can use dots of silver paint. It's completely up to you. But if you don't have any, don't feel like you have to go buy some. The ones on the tutu are kind of all different sizes. Alright guys, there you have it. Your beautiful ballerina picture. I'm not going to sign this one. I'm going to actually hang it upstairs in my daughter's room. She is a dancer, and it'll look really nice in her room, so I'm not going to sign the front of it. If you want us to keep bringing you awesome art, I know I say this every time, like and subscribe. Hit the little bell button. You'll know when we upload new videos. Happy painting!